Okay, I was waiting a long time for that recording message, so who knows how the beginning of this recording will be. But welcome everyone to the not December, wow, January 3rd, 2024, Empath Energetics Soul Circle session. So wanted to give a few updates, some housekeeping, maybe things to be looking forward to for 2024, maybe things I'm looking forward to. And then I am planning on sharing more and more YouTube shorts and short form ways of me connecting with you all. That way, you can start to get familiar with some of the different offerings that exist. So I was just telling someone today about the season of transformation sessions, how I just realized that season of transformation, if you do S of T, it then looks like soft, which I think is amazing. Because a lot of the work that I do is trying to get people to this softer, more relaxed state and to wind down our nervous systems so that we can actually listen to our intuition. A lot of the times people are not following their soul truth or are in those sort of like empathic wound spots. It's usually because they're very tense and high stress. And so they're, we're reacting to life. And a lot of the work that I do in that season of transformation process is in delayering and deconstructing that stuff. So it's like softening us up, which I really like. So there's a hypnosis session included within that, which is really deep, deep, deep belief work in your subconscious using hypnosis. And then there's a shamanic healing session, which is the thing that I find most people are like, I think people are the most curious about is how does that shamanic healing work? What is it? It feels like sort of more off to the side compared to a lot of the other things that I have done in trainings. And then it also includes like an epic one-to-one oracle session for us. And that's where we start with. So we can figure out, what's going on. And that's what a lot of people, it's actually what drew me to doing this online work, even having a YouTube channel in the first place, was because I used to see people in person and they would always want to talk to me. I found myself staying behind in the office, like always way, way later than anticipated, because I would still say, well, this is the treatment. And then, oh, they want to talk. So then I started building the talk part into the treatment, realizing this is really helping people. And whatever it is that helps us, I guess, be seen on that soul level and really feel like someone else meets us there, that in itself, I think, is really healing. So that's to me the benefit of being in this soul circle or getting nice comments in the Zoom session in the soul circle about how powerful and great the season of transformation work is. And a cat is joining us, I think, or is it a dog or is it a bunny? It looks like a dog. It's a dog. When Zoom adds that blur, I can't quite always see what the animal is. Very sweet. So this is very apropos is that we have an animal. I love animal interrupters and child interrupters on Soul Circle Zoom sessions. So if you're watching on the YouTube and you're missing the atmosphere of having live connection and talking about where you're at in your journey, do you want some spiritual accountability, some healing support, or just like personal growth accountability? I think that Soul Circle is a really nice group for that. And you can get access to all of the different resources and things that I have available as well. And then Empath Energetics is coming in at round 6 now, which is amazing. Empath Energetics round 6 will be this spring. And so right now I'm just allowing any of the graduates to declare if they want any of those spots. They get a reduced rate if you've taken the program before. A lot of people actually really like the idea of taking it again because it can be a lot of, and admittedly, a lot of work because I talk a lot. There's a lot of information that I want to get through in 4 months' time. And I know with the last round, we were only meeting once a week. So I'm back to twice a week because that is the capacity and the frequency that I personally like to work at. It's always worth a try. You don't know till you try. But we're going back to that. So it's a high potent container, this empath energetics work. And you also get a one-to-one with me, which I think is, one of these things I don't really share too much about usually when I talk about empath energetics, but that's where some really, really deep shifts happen because you're in that one-to-one space. I'm getting direct energy focused on you. And we release some of these deeper layers of things that might be affecting your experience and maybe limiting your ability to feel energized. So I do want to talk about transformation quests as well. This is a new thing that I've been adding into the Soul Circle, that, anyone who takes Empath Energetics is in the Soul Circle. So if they want to, they're welcome to. Sorry, my screensaver thing is going on my TV here. There we go. So, um, yeah, one of the things that I really like doing is encouraging people to do what they already know they want to do, right? It's like the stuff that you already know, but that accountability, that feeling of like someone actually sees you working towards your dreams. That's something that I use in my friendship and also business support groups, is the feeling knowing other people are actually tuning in and listening to what it is that, yeah, my mission looks like in my dream. So I'll never grow the Soul Circle to such a place where we don't have the ability to feel that connection. So that's my promise to all of you, who are joining now and later also. So Soul Circle will have these transformation quests, new Empath Energetics folks, and people who are currently doing the solo track of Empath Energetics as well. We'll also have access to the transformation quests. I've been drinking the water, which is amazing. I've been dancing daily. I've been writing daily. That's like, there's no choice around that for me right now, but I'm sure when I start shifting into different locations and visiting different people again next week, that I'll start to feel that, oh my gosh, I have to make sure I remember all these things. So right now in my super stable environment, it's like no issue. I can think of all the things that I need to do, but I have personal concern, almost jumping ahead of myself before I start traveling back on Friday. So I'm thinking, what will I do to make sure that I can stick to all my quests and all my goals? And I had this thought. I thought, I think it's helpful sometimes when we do one at a time. So if I have a few goals per month, start maybe two at a time. That felt easy for me since the water was already really close. It was just about tightening it up. And then I added a next one. So then I could add in a next goal next week and the week after. So if anyone felt this week very overwhelmed by what you have, I really like this idea of like 1% more, 1% more every time you have space. And so you don't even have to wait a week. For me, I added on a third goal after like 2 days because it felt like, okay, you know what, these actually feel really easy for me. Let's add in a third because it's all stuff you want to do. But yeah, if that helps release any pressure for anyone, the point of the quest is that you are questing and not actually just standing still or turning back on your pathway. So as long as something feels like you're making progress on it in your learning, I think that's what's most important. Something that I saw happen a lot in, I would say, in jobs where I was a supervisor, but also when I was a weight loss coach as well, that people will set like something that feels really ambitious and get really excited for it, and I'll see it and I'll feel it and I'll hear all of that, and then almost it's like a balloon just deflates at some point. They have a few weird interactions, or like when I was a supervisor of students, it would be like someone's ex from high school calls them, and then like their whole plan derails because they're just so not themselves for another week, and these things happen. This is life, and these quests are ways of challenging, like, as these hurdles come up, how will we face these obstacles that stand in our way? So I do hope that that's the spirit that anyways, we're all applying them in right now. And as we switch into the Soul Circle group, I'm just going to make sure that all of you have access as well to the transformation quest. And then I'll make sure that each of the current people who are on right now feel that their quests are represented so that you can go in and like make your first post. So we'll make sure that that all works smoothly. And yeah, I'm really excited for 2024 and all of our dreams coming true. I'll leave with one more thought, and then just the promise and reassurance that I am following through with making more short videos so that you get more of these little updates, not all at once, and maybe more thoughts as well, as I ought to be sharing more and feel like sharing more truly at this point. One thought I was going to leave you with is the idea of like, how are you nurturing your friendships and relationships and connections this year? I think a lot of people recognize that this year is one that's going to be like changing and thriving, and people making moves. Like I'm getting a lot of making big moves is sort of like what a lot of people have been saying, something similar. Maybe some sort of project is coming to fruition, or you're doing things for yourself, but how is it that you are going to be contributing to your community as well, right? Your loved ones, your close community, but also perhaps your wider community or your global community. And just a question to leave you all with, thinking on the YouTube and Soul Circle as well. If you want to touch on that, you can. But yeah, just felt called to question that, to ask that, make sure that we're widening our circle as well with yeah, how much we give. That's the whole point of getting light, right? We get light so we can spread light, and so it's important to think of how we're going to channel that out once we get all this access to light that I feel coming in for 2024. So let's talk more about that light, what you're going to do with it in Soul Circle, and we'll see YouTube later. Okay.